that you were watching some karting or something. That'll work for all of us. And keep your eyes on the screen. Thank you for joining us as always across multiple platforms on Facebook and on YouTube. There is the grid for our cadet class, and it will be Ethan Girling on pole position with Catherine Potter alongside. Charlie Wyatt and Jared Fox-Whiteley share row number 2. Thomas Potter and Gracie Mitchell on row 3. Oliver Watson 9th, Isabella Stanmore-Wilson 10th, Max Shields and David Mack, Kian McLeod. And then now we've got Ethan Charles, William George Howard and Cody Lamb. Drivers coming round the south bank, so as they come down, they'll come down 2 by 2, and we'll just confirm where they are on the grid. But on pole position, it will be Ethan Girling for the first time here at Teesside in the number 8, and he lines up alongside the number 20 of Catherine Potter. Row number 2 will be Charlie Wyatt on the inside, and Jared Fox-Whiteley in the number 22 lines up alongside on the outside of row number 2. Thomas Potter, a best qualifying position in a cadet here at Teesside, lines up in 5th. Gracie Mitchell is 6th. And then we have the 87. Just can't remember who the 87 is actually. Tom Holden lines up in 7th with Lizzie Mentier alongside. Then we've got Oliver Watson, Isabella Stansmore-Wilson, Max Shields and David Mack. That's 12th. Kian McLeod 13th. Josh Cooke is alongside him as the grid is just pushed back slightly. I think they've spaced the grid out a little bit more here compared to how they were last season when they were far more condensed on the inside.
So the cadets go straight through then? They
Straight
don't go
down,
through chicane?
no, straight down and round the national corner on the opening lap, and the chicane will be reinserted on the as they come round to start lap number 2.
Who's your money on then, David?
Well, whoever I say will win won't win, because we know how the commentator's curse works. So I will reserve judgment until they're all round the first corner, Luke.
Okay, okay.
But we are almost about to go racing. The green flag is up, the green flag is down, and we are underway and racing. And it's a great start from the outside of the front row.
A very good start from the outside
by
of the front
Catherine
row.
Potter. Tom Holden has been called, but Holden's off. I think no, Girling's off, at least Girling's off. I think Thomas Potter's off as well. I saw that green helmet fly off to the left-hand side, but Catherine Potter leading away with Jared Fox-Whiteley and Charlie Wyatt, the top 3. Certainly a couple of drivers off, and I've not seen them join back on again just yet.
No, I haven't seen them.
So a tough start for the morning. A couple of those drivers got together. I think the slow starting Ethan Girling backed up into the pack, and then as the second and third row got themselves up onto the back of that, everybody got themselves involved, and they went off to the left-hand side. So as they come through for the opening lap, it's going to be Catherine Potter with quite a healthy lead as it stands at the moment from Jared Fox-Whiteley. Lizzie Mentier's come all the way up to 3rd. It's Charlie Wyatt, who was up there, I think has come into a little bit of trouble, and he's dropped down into 4th place. So it's Potter, Fox-Whiteley, Mentier, Wyatt, Holden. Girling is still up there running in 6th, so he certainly wasn't one of the few that got caught up at the start. I thought he was in the middle, and I definitely saw him get some contact of some sort in the middle. Then we've got David Mack, Max Shields. Gracie Mitchell has dropped away from 6th down to 10th. McLeod, Thompson, Cook. Potter is back and running up in 14th. Barlow, Watson and Charles. So Watson and Potter were certainly 2 as that's Tom Holden going for a spin at hairpin 3.
Oh, there's 2 of them off.
That's Charlie Wyatt. Charlie Wyatt's off in the 23. Distinctive helmet of Charlie Wyatt. He's off on the outside. I think he's probably tried to go all the way around the outside, and he's found himself in the tyres. So one of the early favourites for the Cadet Championship this season is going to have a lot of work to do to get himself up and onto the back of the pack and try and find a reasonable grid position for heat number 2, as Gracie Mitchell decides to take a chunk of water on the inside of the hairpin in order to get past the number 18 of Max Shields for 7th. As our leader, Catherine Potter's got quite a gap as they go down that back straight. There's Charlie Wyatt picking up a contact warning, so I think that explains why Tom Holden was facing the wrong way at the very least. Wyatt now running down in 16th. As Mitchell looks to recover from a tough first lap, and it's David Mack that's in front of her in the number 16. So Gracie Mitchell celebrates her birthday on Wednesday of this coming week, and celebrated it as well yesterday with a cake which was a replica of her race helmet.
Oh, that's a cracking cake to have.
So it is, because it's a beautiful helmet. Mine would just be like a white ball, because I've just got a standard white helmet. So
well, if my fiance or my parents are listening, that's what I want for my birthday now. It is going to be my 30th as well, so they've got to put effort in.
Well, you might have to chip a couple of quid in yourself, but I'm sure we can sort something out. Plus, it's not too difficult either, because it's just going to have Alpha Live just all over it. So we are just beyond half race distance as Gracie Mitchell attacks Isabella Stansmore-Wilson for 5th place in front of her. Can't go to the inside and through the puddle this time. Stansmore-Wilson defends to the inside of hairpin 1, does the same at hairpin 2, but Mitchell's going to come to the inside, and Mitchell will go alongside. Stansmore-Wilson, similar power in these carts down the back straight. She's going to try and stick it out right the way round the outside of the South Bank corner. Mitchell will cut to the inside, but Stansmore-Wilson has held firm and gone right the way round the outside and remains in 5th. Superb from the driver of the number 88 and one of our youngest drivers in the cadet class here. Quite a range of drivers in terms of age limit. They go from the year of their 8th birthday, so there's a slight crossover from a Bambino age limit all the way up to the year of their 13th birthday. So quite a broad gap of driver ages for our cadet drivers. There's a little bit of contact going through the chicanes between the 88 and the 11 of Stansmore-Wilson and Mitchell, but Stansmore-Wilson is still there in 5th. Mack and Shields behind them joining in the fun as well.
And if anyone at home's watching cadet kart racing for the first time, this is exactly what it's like all the time, just nose to tail racing. The low power of the kart just keeps them nice and close with the aerodynamic benefit.
Yeah, non-stop entertainment. Especially, well, they use the same engine that the junior pro karts are using, but it's a single engine, and the weight limit is 60 kilos less. As Mitchell finally does get past, I think the assistance of the back marker in front of them has allowed her to find the way past Isabella Stansmore-Wilson as the quartet make their way round the 93 of Cody Lamb, making his racing debut here at Teesside this season in the number 93. We are a lap and a half away from the checker, and it's Catherine Potter still out at the front, whereas Charlie Wyatt still only managed to recover up to 15th.
That gap between the top two seems to be holding fairly well, doesn't it? It doesn't seem to be getting any closer, so Catherine's lead's definitely not getting challenged too much at the moment.
No, Catherine putting in steady laps, and I think, to be fair to Jared Fox-Whiteley in second, I think he'd rather start heat number 2 from the front row than try and push for a win and then end up possibly...
If you're on that front row, you're out of the carnage at turn 1.
Possibly,
if it happens.
yeah, exactly.
You're out of danger, you're ahead of everybody else, aren't you?
Exactly. As the battle for third, though, is an interesting one, as Lizzie Mentier in the 50 and Ethan Gerling, the pole sitter, battle it out for third place.
We're now on the last lap, so this is where everyone tries to make their moves.
Contact a little bit from Gerling there. Mentier puts the hand up, not overly impressed, and then pushes Gerling to the inside of the circuit, but she'll remain in third place. But now Gerling has gone to the inside of hairpin number 3, and Gerling is through. So Gerling through to third.
So Catherine's just crossed the finish line, so has won the race.
Potter comes through, and then consistent laps. That's the fastest lap for her over the line. So Potter wins from Fox-Whiteley. Mentier Battles all the way to the line, but it will be Ethan Girling over the line in third, Lizzie Mentier in fourth, Gracie Mitchell fifth, Stansmore Wilson sixth. Then we've got Max Shields, Thomas Potter battles back from that first lap contact on the opening corner to finish inside the top 10 in ninth. Cian McLeod is 10th, Oliver Watson, Jack Thompson, Leon Barlow. Charlie Wyatt comes back to 14th, having had a spin off into the tyres. Then we have Tom Holden, Josh Cooke, Ethan Charles, William George Howard and Cody Lamb. So as always, support coming in on the live stream from Maisie Mentier, supporting Lizzie in the 50, and she came ever so close to finishing in the top 3 there until the last couple of corners. So Lizzie starts her second season of karting with a 4th place as she continues the search for a final podium, which I'm sure at some point during this season will come as she continues to improve in the number 50. Parts of this Teesside circuit are drying. Certainly there's parts of the odd dry patch, even though there's still puddles every now and then. There's certain parts of the circuit that are drying a little bit, and I certainly think by the time we come to the second heats there's going to be a gamble to be taken by some drivers if they decide that slicks are the way forward.
I think it's time for another quick weather update, isn't it? See what my app says.
So we're going to bring you a short weather update sponsored by Luke Austin and his weather app.
Currently it says no rain expected within the next hour.
I've never told you how much I like you.
Well, I've just put the commentator's curse on it now, haven't I? So it's probably going to rain. But looking at the radar, there doesn't look like there's too much around now, so hopefully, fingers crossed, nice and clear for the rest of the day.
That's where we want to be. As mentioned earlier, the wet weather racing here is good, but the dry weather